This video will take you on a journey to explore the 10 most amazing tourist attractions in Ethiopia. From the capital city, Addis Ababa, to the Danakil Depression and Simien Mountains. The country has plenty to offer those looking for a beautiful holiday destination. We'll start in Addis Ababa, where you can find more historical sites than you would think possible. Ethiopia is a land of 13 months. It is a magical land with ancient and spiritual roots, rich in important religious history and wonderful stories. The beauty of the wild mountains is only surpassed by the impressive religious architecture that attracts visitors to this wonderful country. Here, the legends of the Ark of the Covenant live in harmony with the ancient Islamic mosques. From Thunder Falls to Addis Ababa, the vibrant and modern capital, Ethiopia is an incredible place. Here are 10 of the best and most amazing places to visit in Ethiopia. Number 10, Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa is the fourth largest city in Africa and is the diplomatic home to the African Union. This vibrant city sits atop the Entoto Mountains and has both an African and international feel. Addis has a mystical aura that seems to act like a portal to the past. It's a place where you can explore the beautiful Orthodox churches and museums. Try to look at the National Museum, where you will track down the 2.3-million-year-old fossilized primate, Lucy. Additionally, visit the Mercato, which is the biggest outside market in Africa. Here you'll have your faculty stirred with the smell of impactful flavors and roasting coffee. At night, the city comes alive with a vibrant nightlife with restaurants serving exotic Ethiopian cuisine. Day trips from Addis should include the Entoto Mountains and Net Park. Pamper yourself by staying at the Sheraton Addis, where you will be treated like royalty in one of Africa's few 5-star resorts. Number 9, Simien Mountains. For those of you who love the outdoors, the Simien Mountains in northeastern Ethiopia are a magnificent place to enjoy incredible landscapes. This jewel of an area makes you feel lost in time with its remarkable rock-hewn churches and medieval castles. These majestic mountains seem to have been hand-shaped by nature and are home to a rich cultural heritage. They now draw people here to learn about ancient religious sites and to witness the jagged peaks and seemingly endless vistas. Astonishing footage of the Simien Mountains in the north of Ethiopia. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, it is the home of a diverse range of plant and animal life, including the rare gelada monkey and the endangered Ethiopian wolf. Astonishing footage of the Simien Mountains in the north of Ethiopia. For those of you who love the outdoors, the Simien Mountains in northeastern Ethiopia are a magnificent place to enjoy incredible landscapes. Number 8, Rock-hewn churches of Lalibela. Near the small town of Lalibela, there are 11 medieval churches, all of which are carved from massive slabs of volcanic rock. King Lalibela built the churches in the 12th century. He had a vision of a New Jerusalem for Christians who were prevented from making the pilgrimage to the Holy Land because of Muslim conquests across the region. Even today, it is a popular pilgrimage site for Coptic Christians. The most fascinating of the ancient churches is the House of St. George. This church is famed for its cross-shaped design and network of trenches and ceremonial passages which connect it to the other churches. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is truly one of Ethiopia's incredible places to visit and will leave you in awe of the faith that can move mountains. Number 7, Blue Nile Falls. Close to the city of Bahir you will find the incredible Blue Nile Falls. The locals call it Tes Arbari Falls, translated as Smoke of Fire, and it is the most impressive sight on either the Blue or White Nile. The falls stretch a quarter-mile wide during the flood season and drops into a gorge of more than 150 feet deep. You can see how the falls got their name because it throws up a never-ending mist that drenches sightseers from half a mile away. The rainbows produced are awe-inspiring and creates an Eden-like perennial rainforest of lush verdant foliage. You will not be alone in this paradise. The forest is home to a wide variety of monkeys and exotically colored birds. Number 6, Arba Minch, on the shores of Abaya Lake in southern Ethiopia, full of natural wonder and beauty. Arba Minch in Amharic means 40 springs, and the area is rich in many tiny springs that bubble up from the ground. You can see many of them as you hike through Nechasar National Park. The most incredible sight in Arba Minch is the cliff-top holy spot of Abune Yemata Church. This rock-hewn church is found only after a mildly challenging climb up the sheer cliff wall. It requires a bit of nerve and a lack of vertigo, but your effort will be greatly rewarded. Views from the church are remarkable, and inside this ancient holy church, you will find beautiful and well-preserved frescoes that adorn 2 cupolas. Number 5, the people of the Lower Omo Valley. If you want a cultural experience that you will never forget, then plan a trip to the Lower Omo Valley. Here you can connect with one of more than a dozen indigenous peoples that live in the region. The valley is dependent on the Omo River to live, as it feeds the dry savanna that supports the local communities. Each of the villages has their own customs and language and have lived basically the same lifestyle for centuries. The Morsi and Hama are proud people who adorn themselves in unusual body art, and jewelry and cattle are vital to their existence. They are also very territorial and will fiercely defend their land and way of life. Even though the region is remote, many tour companies operate treks to the Lower Omo Valley and several of its villages. Just be prepared for a pricey and challenging trip, both logistically and physically. Number 4, Danakil Depression. If you are up a really hot time, then make your way to Ethiopia's Danakil Depression. The depression overlaps the borders of Eritrea and Djibouti and is part of the Great East African Rift Valley. The Afar people call this northeastern part of Ethiopia home, and against all odds, have not only existed for centuries but still have a thriving community. But beware, the climate is unforgiving and widely considered the hottest, average temperature of 94 Fahrenheit, driest, 4 to 8 inches of annual rainfall, and lowest spot, 400 feet below sea level, on the planet. Having said all that, this unearthly landscape is an incredible place to visit. The lava lake at Ertrail is one of only 6 lava lakes on Earth and will leave you in awe. The multicolored hydrothermal bubbling lakes and great salt pans will amaze you and have you question if you are still on planet Earth. The site is also rich in fossils of ancient hominid. The famed fossil of Lucy was found in this area in 1974. Number 3, Gondar. Nestled in the highlands of northern Ethiopia, you'll find the fabled city of Gondar. Once you have reached Ras Dashen, the highest peak in the spectacular Simeon Mountains, you will be able to marvel at Gondar, the Camelot of Africa. The castle was the medieval home to Ethiopian emperors and princesses who led the country for nearly 1,000 years. Once you have reached the main site, check out the royal enclosure, which is home to the main attractions in the city. Another site not to miss is Fasaleda's Bath. This is where the annual Epiphany celebration takes place. The water is blessed by the bishop and splashed on the crowd of pilgrims that come to renew their faith and to take part in the ceremony that replicates Christ's baptism in the Jordan River. Whilst here, don't forget to visit Debre Birhan Selassie, which is considered to be one of the most beautiful churches in all of Ethiopia. Number 2, the holy city of Hara. Hara is a city in northeast Ethiopia near the border with Somalia and a great seat of Islamic culture. Its walled city, dubbed Africa's Mecca, is home to more than 100 mosques and is also considered the 4th holy city of Islam. Hara was built in the 16th century to protect the city against religious invaders. As you stroll down the city's cobbled and narrow alleys, you will be greeted by friendly Harari women dressed in brightly colored dresses. It won't take long to be told about the legendary hyena man of Hara. At the Fall-Anna gate, the hyena man will call out to the hyenas by name in Harari. They come up, one by one, and take a piece of meat from a stick he has placed in his mouth. If you have the nerve, you can also take a turn hand feeding these wildly beautiful, but dangerous African predators. Number 1, Aksum. Visit Aksum to discover more ancient history than you ever thought possible. Aksum is one of the oldest cities in all of Africa and is rich in legend and mystery. It is believed to be the home of the Queen of Sheba and the final resting place of the legendary Ark of the Covenant. Unfortunately, visitors are not allowed into the church where the Ark is said to be. But you can still check out the ancient Aksumite obelisks found in the northern Stele Field. The largest obelisk was recently returned to Ethiopia by the Italian government, where it sat for decades after it was taken to Italy during World War II. Its ruins and ancient legends will fascinate any lover of history. In addition to legends of Sheba and the Ark, locals believe that the roughly hewn tomb of solid rock of King Bazan was actually Balthazar. And the Magi carried news of Christ's birth to Ethiopia. The world is so much bigger than you think. Come with us as virtual travel all over the world. Learn about new cultures, tourist places, traditions, and languages. Subscribe, like and share to never miss a video.